Hello all. Welcome to this series of fan engagement where we are talking to some passionate IPL fans and trying to understand the motivation that why they follow a specific IPL team so passionately. In this series, today we have a fan from Mumbai who doesn't follow Mumbai Indians, which is a very special thing, and I have a lot of questions about it. But he follows Rajasthan Royals, and he started following Rajasthan Royals from the very first season, 2008 season itself. And his favorite Royal, the former Royal, was Rahul Dravid, and right now in the current Royal squad, his favorite Royal is Rahul Tewatia. So both of them are Indian players. So my first question to you is, it is a very obvious question that being from Mumbai, why don't you follow Mumbai Indians, a very successful franchise in IPL? Why did you start following Rajasthan Royals, and that too from the very first season?
It's a very interesting thing to know. I will just tell you what it is. See, it started off with, so I am associated with an organization, okay, which is Brahma Kumaris. Okay, so they have their headquarters at Mount Abu, which is in Rajasthan. So I'm a Sindhi basically. So we don't have any village. So whenever we go to Mount Abu, we feel very relaxed and rested and all of that. Then I started calling Rajasthan as my village. So that's the connection. And then obviously Rajasthan as a team also it started off with Rahul Dravid, and I like him as a player because initially he's played more of a supporting role. Whenever he's played more of a supporting role for the team, and obviously he's played good innings as well, but good support. And second, his personality is good. He did not speak a lot, but he, proved more with his actions and, going and batting, playing the innings and doing things for the team. So I think those have been the connections initially.
Right, right. so I have So my second question to you is that Sachin Tendulkar is usually followed by all the Indians, and he is one of the favorite cricketers of all the Indians. And he started playing from for Mumbai Indians, and you are also from Mumbai. So didn't you see that connection more interesting than your Rajasthan connection?
Yeah, see, there is definitely a connection because I stay at Mumbai for a very long time. In fact, right from the starting. But somehow what happens is, it's always like a war between your heart and the head, where your heart is somewhere and your head is somewhere. So I think I just try to follow my heart. So that's what it is.
Right, right. I think that's a brilliant answer. And when you talk about heart, you have to talk about the Royals slogan, which is called Halla Bol on Twitter.
Yes.
So, what kind of emotion or what kind of significance that slogan has in your life as a fan? Halla Bol. What does it mean to you?
So I mean, obviously, it's more like a like a aggressive slogan, "Halla bol." But for me, I think it's more to do with speak more with your actions rather than your words, because words are words and actions is what brings things outside and it showcases your talent. So for me, it's that.
Right. But when we look at the captains of Rajasthan Royals, especially Rahul Dravid, he was a very calm guy. Then Steve Smith, he is a very calm guy. And now we have Sanju Samson as the new Rajasthan Royals keeper. He's also a very calm guy. And then you have the slogan like Halla Bol. So does these two things go hand by hand, or do you think these two things are very different?
See, I think Halla Bowl has come more from the Rajasthan side, where people work there very hard and they work in the fields and all of that. So they're very strong mentally. They're very strong. So I think that mental strongness has come into the slogan Halla Bowl. But otherwise, I think they are very calm and composed people, and they are very warm by heart, and they are very adjusting to all the situations. So I think it's just a combination of the place from where it's coming and yeah, the players.
Right. So Rajasthan Royals started the IPL career as one of the first champions of IPL, and since then they haven't won a single trophy. Whereas Mumbai Indians has emerged as one of the most successful franchisees in IPL. So when you see these kind of drastic differences, so what made you stick to Rajasthan Royals and not to Mumbai Indians? That kind of shift.
Yeah, see, I mean, obviously, wins and losses keep happening. It's a game. Yes, definitely. There have been no wins as such, but every time that Rajasthan Royals has come into the IPL, they have definitely one entertained, and secondly, there are players who perform, but I think it's just more that there has to be a collection of players performing and taking it right till the end. It's just been that sometimes some player has been performing and someone has not been. So I think that's the reason why there have been certain losses. But I don't think that there is a challenge with the talent that they currently possess. Also, the good thing that I have seen, from Rajasthan Royals is that right from the start, they have always been getting new players and they have also been promoting people. So maybe there are players who are very fresh and new, and the world may not know them. But when they have come into the franchisee, they have moved on to a very different level. So the way they have been encouraging new talent and also encouraging people for their talents more than their names. So I think that's what's made me stick with them.
Right. So that's a brilliant answer. And you talked about two things. First thing is the excitement in the cricket that they bring, and second thing is the young talent that they have season after season. So I want to combine these two and ask the next question to you, that when you see youngsters in Rajasthan Royals setup, especially like Rahul Tewatia, Karthik Tyagi, these youngsters performing really well, and then there are established overseas players like Josh Butler and Jofra Archer. They play exciting cricket. So, what
Hmm.
excites you more, a Indian youngster or a star overseas player?
No, I think it's the entire team that excites me. I'm not stuck with a specific player, but yes, it feels very nice when youngsters come in, new talent comes in, they perform very well, they get recognized because if you see that no one knew Rahul first, like Rahul Tewatia first. But when he performed so brilliantly, now he's like a household name, and he's also getting featured in some of the teams that are getting announced, like at the world teams or the best teams. So which is a very good thing. And also Karthik Tyagi also, people didn't know. So these are raw talents which they people didn't know, and now they are out there and people know them and they're able to even connect. So the youth, brings the youth, and usually, cricket starts at a very early age. So when it starts off at a very early age, and when the youth getting connected with the franchisee, it brings in a new energy level. And I think that Halla Bowl is more associated with the youth, so and that's a good thing. And as far as experienced players are concerned, see, experienced players bring their own set of energies into the team because they have to play more like a guiding role. They have to guide the youth, and they have also been at different positions where they have won match individually, like Ben Stokes has won a test match individually. So I think senior players have to just groom the juniors and share their experiences. That's what I can say.
Right. So you talked about senior players and junior players. So when we see the old Rajasthan Royals, the Rajasthan Royals which Rahul Dravid led, it had some very experienced Indian names. But now when we see the Rajasthan Royals which Steve Smith led, it had so many youngsters in it. So apart from this, what difference do you see in the Rajasthan Royals the Rajasthan Royals in the Rahul Dravid's era versus the Rajasthan Royals in the Steve Smith's era?
See, I think that at both the times there have been some new talent that has come out. So whether it's a young talent or someone whom maybe probably people didn't know, they were performing at maybe the India state levels and all of that, and then when they came in, suddenly they are in the scene. And yeah, quite a few players have then also gone ahead and played for the Indian senior team, which is like a very good thing to see. Also, I think the difference has been that yes, there are a lot of youngsters who have come in. So the only thing is that maybe the young and obviously the talented both needs to complement each other very well. I think there was a topic, there was a topic everyone was speaking about that Jofra Archer is bowling very well, but he does not have the kind of support that he requires. So I think that it's just somewhere the balance needs to be set right. And once the balance is set right, I think Rajasthan Royals is a good team. And there are a lot of good performances because if you see in 2020, they have chased the biggest targets. So there is no doubt that talent is missing. It's just that everyone has to play, a combined role. So that's what it is.
Right. So when we talk about Rajasthan Royals, so previously we used to talk about the young Indian talent that they have, but now we talk about the Fab Four, the overseas Fab Four that they have, or I should say that they had.
Hmm.
Steve Smith has left. So Smith, Butler, Archer, and Stokes. So somehow they have become over reliant on their overseas players. So do you agree with this thought?
Uh, yes, to a certain extent, because I think that when Ben Stokes was not there, okay, though yes, we went ahead and we won a few matches, but with Ben Stokes coming in, the mindset was totally different. So I think it's more to do with all the players having a lot of belief in their own abilities and not getting into a debate or not thinking that okay, maybe this player can add extra value or that player can add extra value. I think everyone needs to put their hands up and say that we can do the job. Like very recently in the test match that India just played, there was Shardul, then there was Natarajan, then Washington. So these are players who were, still very new. But and there was a lot of pressure, yes, because they wanted to win the series. But they put their hands up and they played very well. Like I was also reading an article today where Navdeep Saini, had some injury, but Ajinkya Rahane told him that, "Can you bowl?" And he said that because the captain asked me, though I was having the injury, I still decided to go ahead and bowl. So that is the kind of maybe level of trust and respect that is required, and they need to back each other's abilities. I think that's very important. Indian players also have a lot of talent, but yes, they are young. So I think as time goes by, they will definitely develop. And also I think that see Rahul Tewatia when he was playing the first match and he was playing very slow, and then suddenly he pushed up the ante, and after the win he was looked up as a player who can finish the matches for RR. And then yes, he had the intent to finish a lot of matches for RR that could be seen with the way he was playing. So I think it's just that the experience will come as they keep playing more matches.
Right. So you talked about experience, and when we see experience, then there is another franchise who has I won't use the word copy, but they have used a similar approach that RR used to have in the Rahul Dravid's era, and that franchise is Delhi Capitals. Because when we see Delhi Capitals, a lot of Indian young players are coming from Delhi Capitals. Yeah, either Prasthi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan,
Mhm.
Shreyas Iyer, Pant, or their bowling talent. It's just amazing. So do you think that a kind of fan following that Rajasthan Royals had is now shifting towards Delhi Capitals because now they have a similar kind of sentiment that Rajasthan Royals used to hold?
See, every team has its own pros and cons. So you cannot say that one team is good than another. It's just that on the match day, which is a team that plays well and tries to win matches. So I think that's not the case. The good thing that I see that yes, Delhi definitely has a lot of young talent that has come in. But again, if you look at their youngsters also, maybe yes, there are a few aggressive players, and in our team, maybe we are playing aggressively, but somehow I think the aggression still needs to be a bit more. So I guess a lot depends on how the captain would also lead the team. So the captain has to be aggressive and motivating. Like very recently I was listening to an interview where even though Virat Kohli had returned to India after the first test match, India won, and Ravi Shastri said that it's because of Virat and how he has led the side. So if you see the kind of aggression that Virat carries, obviously his aggression has come down quite a bit now, but yes, he is still aggressive on the field, and he leads from the front, and he also shows that what's the importance of fitness and what's the importance of upping your game. So I think the captain has to lead from the front, and then yes, all the rest of the players also have to respond. So it has to be like a mix of everyone.
Right. So you talked about the captain. So my next two questions are focused on our current captain, the Sanju Samson. So Samson has been the, uh, I would say, the prominent Indian face in this franchise since last couple of years, and now he has been given the captaincy. But at what cost? The franchise has to let go of Steve Smith, the former captain, and with Steve Smith, a lot of Australian fan base, I think the franchise has to let go. But according to you, will Sanju Samson will be able to capture the Indian fan base the Rajasthan Royals is looking for?
See, if you look at Sanju Samson, he has his own strengths and yeah maybe weaknesses as well. But if I could think of Sanju Samson, I was thinking of Dhoni. Though yes, there is a difference between both of them because the kind of cricket that they have played and all of that. But yes, I was thinking of if Dhoni is behind the stumps and he's leading the team and he has a watch on everyone and how things are set and how's the field set and all of that. So I think maybe he can take some kind of motivation from that. That he's also like a wicket keeper batsman, and I think he's a good raw talent. He's also led his side currently in Syed Mustaq Trophy very well. So I think that captaincy, yes, is a new thing in IPL. It is a little different because you also have international stars coming in and playing, and so the experience level is a little different. But I think he should do a good job. He needs to probably score and lead from the front. So if he can get some good scores going against his name, I think it will also rub on his captaincy, and he should be able to do a good job.
Right, right. So previously, when we used to talk about the captaincy, so there used to be two kinds of successful captains. One who used to lead from behind the stumps, and that is MS Dhoni, and one who used to field near the stumps and used to cheer the bowlers and talk to the players, and that is Rohit Sharma. And now we have a captain. So who used to field at boundaries when Butler used to keep, and then now I think he will keep. So now, so the question is, will Samson field at boundary and lead the team, or will he keep and ask Butler to field somewhere else and captain the team from behind the stumps?
Oh, that's like a tricky question. I think that most probably he should do the wicket keeping as well, because that way he'll be able to contribute a lot more, because he can also guide the bowlers as to how to what lines to bowl and all of that. And the wicketkeeper is very close to the batsman, so he definitely can get some idea as to what the batsman is thinking and how would he be playing. So I think that in that way he should do keeping, so that he's very close to the action and he can keep guiding and have a better field view also, because from behind the wicket you can have a better field view on, obviously, on either sides. Plus, if he wants to have someone in the slip position or something, then he can have an experienced player, who can also keep, guiding him with their own experiences and all of that. So that's all.
Right, right. So now I have a question which I have asked all my panelists, and I've got mixed answers so far. So, what is your take on this? The question goes like, so how important is the role of captain? Should a franchise have an overseas captain, or should they have an Indian captain?
I think that with Indian Premier League, it's nice to have an Indian captain, because what happens is, one, the crowd connects very well, and secondly, it's just like the, जैसा देश वैसा भेष kind of a thing. So you are in India, so you expect obviously an Indian to lead the team to glory and all of that. But it's not that I am against a foreign captain, because if you see how David Warner has done and the way he, so I think that David Warner is also more like Virat, where he has aggression and his aggression rubs onto the team and the team performs very well under his leadership. So it's not that, but yeah, I would still prefer an Indian, because it's Indian Premier League.
Right, right. So that's another brilliant answer from you. So the next question is that once we have an Indian captain in Indian Premier League, so how important is it to connect with the local culture, especially for a franchise like Rajasthan Royals, where the local Rajasthani culture is very important. So from a franchisee's perspective, how important is it to connect with that culture to get more fans on board?
Yeah, I think that Rajasthan did a very good job in the current IPL, which just went by. And if you see that they were promoting, menstruation, which is a very good initiative. The reason is because Rajasthan is still considered more like a village. So obviously, yes, they're having developments, and Rajasthan is definitely a good state. But again, if you see that the culture still is more of the village, where girls still have to get that kind of push, which they have still not got at the villages end. And there again, they do not speak about these topics so openly. So I think that they have gone ahead and done a very good job with that. Plus, if you see, they are also grooming a lot of women cricketers also. They have a program where they are grooming a lot of women cricketers, which is a very good thing. And plus, they are also trying to promote women education, which is a very good thing. So I think with the culture, it's not only to do with culture, but also how they can add their expertise to develop and bring out the best out of every individual out there. And I think there, the promoting women related activities is a very good thing that the franchisee has been doing.
Right, right. So, towards this end, how important was it to have that pink colored jersey on them?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you consider pink only like a woman color or something like that. Yes, outside it is, but if you look at it, it's a jersey color which you can see is like pink and blue. So, so it's like a mix of both. So, basically, if you look at this jersey and you think it's a combination, so blue probably for men and pink is for women. So both are alike. There is no difference between any of them, and both are talented. It's just that we need to promote both of them. So and pink is also like a bright color, so it brings out good new vibes, and it makes your mind also more active and alert. So that's what I would like to say.
Right. So that's a brilliant answer. So let's just move on to the last question. And talking about the new vibes, we have a new captain leading the franchise. So my question to you is that so Rajasthan has not won the trophy since 2008, and now we have three others franchisees also in this line. The Royal Challengers Bangalore, Kings 11 Punjab, and Delhi Capitals, who are yet to win their first title. So, among these four, which franchise is going to win the title first, and why?
See, if you ask me as a fan, then I will definitely answer Rajasthan Royals only. But then, yes, these other teams also can give a good fight. I think Delhi definitely can give a good fight, because if you see their performances, it has been like, they have lifted it to a different level, because where they were at the start of the IPL and where they are now at at 2020, I think they have lifted the game very well. Other teams, yes, I think they just need to get their mix right, and they can also be very competitive. Delhi definitely has a very bright chance if they keep performing that the way they are performing. But Rajasthan just has to, take one match at a time and just keep moving ahead. That's what I can say.
Right. So it's a very interesting fact that I want to share with you that whenever I have asked this question to any RR, RCB, KXIP fan, they have always said that they believe that Delhi is going to win the title first than their favorite franchise.
Yeah, yeah. So see, because the way Delhi has come right from where they were and how they have come up, I think they have done a very brilliant job. So they can give any team a run for their money, is what I can say.
Right. So that's a very honest answer where you believed your heart and you also mentioned what your mind thinks. So thank you very much for being on this show and taking out your time. So once again, I would like to thank you for your brilliant answers and especially very honest answers.
So thank you so much for having me here, and look forward to more such interactions. Have a nice weekend.